everybody to the Parks Standing Committee. I am joined by the Commissioner of Parks and Recreation, Commissioner Julie Lefebvre, and I see Councilor Joe Driscoll on. I don't see any other councilors on. I could be wrong. I think we have two items. And Commissioner, why don't you start with the item concerning both Meacham and Burnett?
Okay, so Julie Lefebvre, Parks Commissioner, full disclosure, no one sent me this letter until right now. So let me open it up. Let me open it up.
It looks like we repaired Meacham Ice Rink with other funding sources, and now he wants to transfer.
Yeah, so pre my time here, there was a grant funding for Meacham Ice Rink. Those repairs were completed. I think that was the project of turning it into a 12-month, a year-round ice rink. There are dollars remaining, which can no longer be used for that project. So we're requesting to reallocate them to cover the difference for the repairs that we want to make to Burnett Park Pool. Burnett Park Pool, that is, I think it's around a $550,000 repair that we need a few different. This is one of the allocations in order for us to make that repair. We'd love to optimistically make that repair this year because it was tabled last year, but this is in order for us to reallocate the funding.
Excellent. Any questions for my colleague, Councilor Driscoll?
Yeah, so Julie, you said it's about, what, $500,000 for that? And how much was it for Meacham?
So the original Meacham grant was for $350,000, and that work was already done. So this is reallocating the balance of the funds, I think it might be $35,000. I can check and email you back, but it's the balance of the funds from whatever was done at Meacham Ice Rink.
Gotcha. And this is aside from. Sorry, go ahead, Hogan.
No, I would just. I'm sorry. That money must have been hanging around in that account for a lot of years. If it was for the completion of making it a 12-month rink.
Yeah. So this predates me. And did you have a question, Councilor Driscoll?
Yeah, I was just saying this repair to Burnett is not connected to the federal monies at all. No. This is aside from that planning.
No, so we had a grant. So at the onset of the pandemic last year, we were lined up, ready to go. We were hoping to make these upgrades to Burnett Pool last year. We may need a little bit of extra money that we've requested to cover what grant funding won't to repair Burnett Park Pool, but we do have, I think over $500,000 in 3 grants or so to repair Burnett Park Pool.
Nice.
And will that let us know?
Yeah, Julie, will that give us like like when I refurbed my laptop, it gave it like another 10, 12 years. Do you feel like this is like a full repair of Burnett? Like, is it back to like having a fresh lease on life, or is this just a repair?
So this is repairing a lot of structural issues. It's not looking at mechanical. It's not looking at anything like that. But I don't have the timeline. But yes, this should extend it quite a bit. But it's at the point though that if these repairs don't happen, we shouldn't open the pool back up.
Right. And I guess my other question is like, how much more do you feel needs to be done on Burnett? Like, is this just one piece, or do you feel like, okay, we're good for a while now?
So this grant kind of came either right before I started or right as I was starting. I don't know the assessment of it, but we didn't assess anything mechanical because it was just a structural. So we haven't done a full assessment for what else would be needed to bring this back to fully life.
Okay.
My apologies for being late. I had a meeting that ran over.
Thank you, Janet. You have anything to add on this item, Janet?
No, we had thought with that money we had already done this modification and because we had to do a couple others about the same time, because it was money, there was a lot of money for Meacham that was put in the budget, and when it came down, we realized that that money had already been bonded for. So there was other money that we had to move to Burnett also, and that had been done a long time ago. This one, as we were beginning to set up the account, we realized hadn't been moved, so my apologies.
Okay. I commend you on your department on your flexibility as far as moving this money around to Burnett. It certainly does. Burnett, I think, is one of our oldest pools, so it certainly needs a lot of help.
Anything for parks.
That's right. That's right. And listen, if we're falling short on the monies, I'm sure you're going to let the city council know, aren't you, Commissioner? As far as Burnett Park Pool goes, I urge you to.
We did already reach out.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to hear. If we could get if we could get maybe the plan for Burnett, maybe before the council meeting, it's just a thumbnail sketch of what we plan to do there and how much it's going to cost us. That'd be great.
I mean, we have a revised quote, but I'm hesitant to comment on a timeline only because there's a few other grants, and Janet might be able to speak to that. There's a few other grants that are towards this project that I don't know if we have everything, because there was a delay from the state level in modifying some of these grants. Correct, Janet?
Well, what would happen is it's been under review, and usually in a good time takes probably 12 to 18 months. And then you add a pandemic in there, and we're kind of stuck in the mud. But it does appear that things are starting to move now, and the administration is happy to move forward with projects that perhaps the money is stuck a little bit in New York State, but so we know that the money is coming.
Okay, thank you. So, Councilor Driscoll, are you okay with moving this forward?
Absolutely.
And so am I. So we'll go on to the all in favor. Aye.
Aye. This is how every meeting should be, Hogan.
I know. It's sort of like
It's the
we
two
have
of us.
looser rules in the parks because we're
We'll
into
move it right along.
more, leisure recreation here. So our next item is the lifeguard, the annual lifeguard waiver.
Correct. So this is an annual waiver. We always go high for a worst case scenario here. We never get to the 100 non-residents, but at the same time, we don't want to risk not opening pools if we just can't hire enough staff. So our priority is always to hire from within city limits, and we do a pretty good job of that. But we do need outside city help sometimes to open our pools. So this is the waiver giving us permission to do so.
Now, Commissioner, do we what pools are we opening? Just run them by us this summer.
We are planning on opening 7 out of 8 of the pools. And those pools are McKirk, Lincoln, McKinley, Onondaga, Schiller, Thorndon, and Wilson.
Okay,
So,
and now, and we're going to be obviously working with the people we need to work with as far as any kind of health requirements, like you did that stellar job last summer as far as.
So health department was very satisfied with how we ran our pools last year. They actually said we did more than was required, which that's not a bad thing. So last year it was a reservation system only by phoning. We are eliminating that, but we are going smaller. Each pool is going to have a max capacity, and that's strictly based on how we feel the social distancing is. Once we hit capacity, then it will just be a 1 in, 1 out system. So, but no reservations required this year.
Okay, that'll be interesting. And when's the pool's opening? What date?
The earliest they open is around Father's Day. We open them. We start incrementally opening them. So between third week of June to first week of July is when they usually start to open.
And Burnett, of course, won't be open this summer.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Any questions from you, Councilor Driscoll?
Nope. Sounds good.
You used them all up under the last item or what?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
None left.
We
Okay,
will have a number of items, just to prep, next meeting won't be as quick. We'll be coming to you for all of our contracts because we'll want to be getting all of our summer programming underway starting July 1 and after. So
thanks for the warning, Commissioner.
I'll try to make it entertaining though.
Okay, so we're okay. We're okay to move this forward then, Councilor Driscoll. Give it a thumbs up.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay.
Aye.
So, hearing nothing else, I will, everybody have a nice afternoon, okay? Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Joe.
Counselor, thank you.
Thanks, Janet. Thanks, Commissioner. Bye.